Good day, students. I'm Professor Marie-Louise Barry. I'm the Guardian Lecturer for the BTEC Project Management that you've all enrolled for. I want to wish you welcome here to TUT, and I really hope that you're going to do very well in your studies and that you're going to learn a lot that will be of practical application for you in your work environment. Unfortunately, I can't be with you during the orientation this week because I'm busy with a course in Stellenbosch at the moment, but I will see you on the 27th when classes start. And I just made this video to welcome you, and I want to talk you through the orientation guide and then also give you a quick introduction to my tutor. So yeah, hang on to your seats and enjoy the ride. When you entered the room, you were given an orientation guide, and I just quickly want to talk you through the orientation guide and make you aware of the most important points. So the qualification which you are enrolling for is the BTEC in Project Management, and there is the course code. So if we go to would be for you the third page of the document, you will see that all the contact details of the staff that you will be dealing with on this course are given. So in terms of myself, you will see my contact details are there. I am the Guardian Lecturer for the BTEC in Project Management, which means that if you have any problems in terms of any of the courses that you will be doing, you are welcome to contact me, and you are welcome to make appointments to come and see me. Please just note that you need to email me to make an appointment because I'm not always in my office. So don't just pitch up at my office because I might not be there and it will be frustrating for you. Then the head of the department is Mr. Morrison, whom you will have met earlier. And you can also see him, but you need to make an arrangement with Mrs. Dalmeida. And then the departmental administrator is Mrs. Dalmeida. If you need any information or access from the library side, Mrs. or Miss Machali at the library is the person that deals with the Faculty of Management Sciences. Her contact details and email address are also available over here. Okay, so the overview of the course. The BTEC in Project Management is designed to teach you to manage individual projects within the organizational context, but also within a certain social economic environment. So the first subject that you do is project process. And project process A is your basic introduction to project management, where you are taught to scope and plan and schedule and control and close out a individual project. So the focus is on managing a specific project as well as possible. Then the next subject is project quality. Here we try to teach you how project quality works, how to plan for quality, what quality control is, what quality assurance is, etc., etc. And we also give you an introduction to ISO standards. Project accounting is about the finances of your project, but obviously also within the organizational structure. And then the last one, project resources. In project resources, we focus on how to resource the project. So the focus there is on the human resources. So there you would talk about the legal aspects of employment. The other way to resource projects is to contract external suppliers. So we look there also at the law of contract. Then on the organizational level, we have decision making, which is what you learn in operational research or ORS. So decision making is about selecting between different projects and making sure that at the end of the day you select the project that will have the biggest return on investment. Then project process B takes you a little bit wider into the current thinking and the current research in the area of project management. There you will be exposed to things like project maturity, project management officers, project auditing, etc., etc. In all the BTECs that we do at TUT, there is a research methodology module. The reason for that is that once you have completed your BTEC, you qualify to then do a master's. And in order to do a master's, you have to have a research methodology course. So the main focus in project research at this level is to teach you how to read and to teach you how to do a proposal. And we will also be doing some practical work in terms of data gathering and data analysis in order to prepare you to do a master's. Then the environment in which a project happens is very important, and so here we will we teach you strategic management. So that is the strategic management of organizations and how projects fit into that. And then also we teach you entrepreneurship, because you might want to take what you have learned here and you might want to start your own business. And so we teach entrepreneurship in order to enable people to start their own businesses. It is one of the aims of TUT to create entrepreneurs out of the students that study here. All right, so here in the table that follows, you will see the 9 subjects. It continues on this page that you will be doing for this course. Now, there are 2 modes in which we present the course. The one is evening and the other one is the block mode. Now, if you are in the block mode, this table is just for your information, because you don't have a choice. In your first semester, you will do the subjects that are marked first over here. In your second semester, you will do the ones that are marked second, and in the third semester, you will do the ones that are marked third. So in other words, in block mode, it takes 3 semesters to complete all the subjects. Now, in evening mode, this is where you have to listen, and this is where you have to make a decision. Most or all of you are working people. Most of you probably have a life as well, in terms of that you're married or that you have kids or that you have a boyfriend or girlfriend or that you have a social life. And so and on top of that, you're working. So we understand that, and so what we recommend is that when you do the BTEC in evening mode, you do not try to do all the subjects in 1 year. So if I can just repeat myself, because this is very important, do not try to do all the subjects in 1 year. Our statistics of the past show that the students that fail are the ones that try to do all the subjects in 1 year. The workload in this course is very high. There are a lot of group assignments, there are a lot of individual assignments, and you write 2 tests in each subject, and there's at least 1 group assignment and 1 individual assignment, and in some of the subjects there's more than 1. So do not overload yourself. Do not underestimate the time that you need to spend on this every week. So remember that for each of the subjects you have to attend 2 hours lectures per week, but then you probably need to work at least 4 hours in order to be able to complete the assignments and to do or to prepare for the tests. So because of that, what we recommend is that to split your course over 2 years, in this table that is under 3.1 over here, I have indicated in which year you should do which subject. So in your first year, for the first semester, we recommend that you do project process and project quality. And in your first year, in the second semester, you do project accounting and project resources. Now, at the end of the first semester, you can see how you performed and how it went. And you can then choose strategic management to do that in the first year, or you can let it stand over to the second year. Then in year 2, we recommend that you do project research and entrepreneurship in the first semester, and then in the second semester, operational research and project management process B. The subjects have been chosen in such a manner that they build on top of each other. So, for example, you can't do project research and not project process A first, because you need project process A, because that's the basic introduction to project management, and all the other subjects build on top of that. So all the subjects and the way that they have been laid out here have been chosen on that basis. Okay, then the timetable. So for the evening classes for the first semester, this is your timetable. We have not set the timetable for the second semester yet. The timetable for the second semester will be made available towards the end of the first semester. Right, so please note that the timetable is subject to change. At the moment, project quality is scheduled for a Wednesday evening from 5:15 to 7:15. We are not happy with the venue that has been given here because it is not big enough to accommodate all the students. So we are currently requesting a new venue, but unfortunately it could also mean that the subject might be moved to Thursday. So please keep your eye on the subject on My Tutor, because any changes in terms of venue or in terms of time will be communicated on My Tutor. There is also a pin board outside the offices of Mrs. Dalmeida. It's building 30, room 233, where any updates on the timetable will also be posted. Okay, then in addition to this, for PJP students, so that's Project Process A, there will be a career day on the 12th of April, which is compulsory. And for PJR students, there is a practical for data collection on the 29th of March, which is compulsory. Oh, what I forgot to mention is that there is a mistake in the handout that you got, because the handout says that the career day is on the 11th, but it's supposed to be on a Saturday, which is the 12th. So please just take note of that and just make a note in the orientation guide that you have in front of you. Right, and then you will see that the SIG test dates are also here. And the study, for each of the subjects, there will be a study guide made available on My Tutor. And all the test dates and assignment due dates are given in the study guides. So as soon as you've registered online, you will have access to My Tutor, and you will then be able to view all the material for the course. Right, and then the block classes. This is the timetable for the new students, so that's the first year block. You will see that the 28th of February and the 1st of March, you have class, and then again the next week, which is the 7th of and the 8th of March. Now, how the block classes work is that classes start strictly at 8 o'clock on a Friday morning, and you will then have class until 4:30 on a Friday. And then on a Saturday, classes start strictly at 8 o'clock and they go on until 12. Um, the career day again is shown here as the 11th of April. Please take note that that's a mistake. It should be the 12th of April. And the SIG tests for all the subjects will be written on the 10th of May. Okay, and the other important thing to note here is that predicate day is on the 21st of May. Then the second year students, this is your timetable for this semester. Please note that there is a mistake on this timetable that you've been handed out, in that on the 7th and 8th of March, you are overlapping with the first year students, and so PJR and STI will swap around on that day. And the handout that you've been given and here on the screen, it's indicated incorrectly because it shows that the changeover of classes or the swapping of classes takes place on the 14th and 15th of March, but it's actually the 7th and 8th of March. But I will update the schedules, and the correct schedule will be made available on my tutor. Okay, so the same information, the test dates are over here, the data collection date is over here, so you should be aware of all the times that you need to be available. Okay, so the next thing that I want to bring to your attention is the prescribed resources. And what I've done is I've summarized all the prescribed resources for all the subjects. Now, you will see, for example, the Guide to Project Management Body of Knowledge, the PMBOK, is prescribed for 4 of your subjects. And we've tried to select textbooks in a way that you will be able to reuse parts of the textbook in some of the subjects. Also, the textbooks that we've selected are such that they will help you as a guide in the future for project management. So we will not necessarily do every single chapter in every single textbook in this course, but you will have a reference book on your bookshelf that you can use in the future. Right, so what you need to do is you need to go and buy the books that are on this list for the subjects that you have to take this semester before classes start. All right, then paragraph 6, my tutor. Please note that all communication for this course will be done using my tutor. This means that you need access to the internet in order to do this course. You need to, on a regular basis, check the updates that are done on my tutor. Now, the one thing I want to bring to your attention is that you need to set up your account on my tutor in such a way that any announcements that are sent to you on my tutor also get sent to the email address of your choice. If you have any problems with setting up my tutor or accessing or uploading assignments or anything like that, here are the contact numbers, and you will see that after hours until Saturdays at 10, they will assist you. So there are no excuses in terms of submission of assignments because you always have support. Okay, and I will take you into my tutor in detail in a minute and just give you an orientation and show you the information that you will have available there. Okay, so paragraph 7, subjects exemptions. This is a very important point. Some of you will have done subjects at BTech level at other universities or at this university, and you might qualify for exemption. Now, there are just a few rules regarding exemption that you need to be aware of and that you need to take into account before you apply for as exemption. The first rule is that I am not allowed to tell you whether you will get exemption or not. You need to follow the formal process, you need to pay for it, etc., etc. And I will not discuss any exemption questions in class, because there is a process and you must please follow the process. Then the second point in terms of exemption is, remember that this course is at NQF level 7, and you will only get exemption if you have done a subject at the same NQF level. The only exception is if you have done a number of subjects in an area at national diploma level and you combine those subjects together to apply for exemption. So just be aware of that before you apply for exemption. Then students ask me, how do we decide on whether to give you exemption or not? The rule is that 70% of the contents of the 2 instructional offerings must coincide. So basically what I do is I look at the description of the subject that you are applying for exemption for in the prospectus, and then I look at the prospectus information on the subjects that you have completed successfully, and I then determine whether there is a 70% content overlap, and that is what we do in all of the subjects. So before you apply for exemption, make it clear in your own mind that there is a 70% overlap. And then the last thing, which is very, very important, is the subject passed for exemption that is applied for must have been passed at least 5 years prior to the application. So in other words, if you passed the subject 6 years ago, you will not get exemption for it. The reason for this is because the body of knowledge changes and new information becomes available, and we need to make sure that when you leave the university, you are equipped with the newest information on the subject. So please don't even try to apply for exemption if your subject is older than 5 years. Right, and then in terms of the project management, you will not get exemption for project process A or project process B, because those are the 2 core subjects of this course, and you need to do them in order to get this qualification. Right, then paragraph 8 deals with procedure during class, and I will not read through this in detail. You can go and read it, but basically rules of common courtesy apply. When the lecturer speaks, please keep quiet. You're welcome to ask questions, but no cell phones, no interruptions. Please don't be late for class. And remember that you must sign the register during each class, and that you need to at least attend 80% of your classes. Because if you do not attend 80% of your classes, you might be refused exam entrance. So if you have a valid reason, for example, you're sick or you're sent off on assignment, please make sure that you send that information through to your lecturer within 3 days, so that that can be taken into account. Right, then application for a sick test. A valid doctor's certificate has to be handed in within 72 hours after a missed test. Now, with you guys, because with a block course, we only see you every 2nd week, and evening students, we only see once a week, you might think that it's not possible to do the 72 hours. But the least, or rather what you need to do is, you need to send a scanned version of your 6 certificate to the lecturer 72 or within 72 hours of the test having been written, and you then hand in the original 6 certificate. Please note that we need original 6 certificates at the next class. So please take note of that, because we will not allow any student a sick test if the sick certificate is not handed in within 72 hours. Because what happens is when we post the names for the sick test, suddenly students come with sick certificates, but unfortunately that will be too late. Okay, and then please note that you cannot ask or if you have done badly in the tests, you cannot ask your lecturer to allow you to write the sick test, because this is not an optional test. This is a test that you write because you had a valid reason not to be there. So please don't ask your lecturer whether you can write the sick test to make up for your marks, because that is against TUT policy. Right, and then the last thing is the TUT academic program. This is available on the TUT website. This is the one that I got off the website on the 25th of November, and I've just put it here for your information. It tells you when classes start, it tells you when the public holidays are, it tells you when the recess is, when predicate day is, etc., etc. So for the first semester, predicate day is on the 21st of May. And then you will see the main examinations are from the 26th of May to the 13th of June. Okay, so that I will just leave for your attention. So yes, once again, welcome, and I hope that this orientation guide is useful. If you have any questions, you are more than welcome to email me. And I'm looking forward to meet you all next week on the 27th, or for the block classes, the 31st, or the week after that. So now I'm going to quickly just show you how my tutor works.